We are going live, and this Hangout is officially live in the Slack. I posted the link to the YouTube page, so people
Okay.
you can tweet that out and whatnot. And yeah, give me a second while I pull up. I had this all set up, and then I had to restart my computer.
Let's see. This is one of me. Okay.
Um, one second. All right, and so we're live, I suppose.
Yeah, we're live. Woo!
Yay!
All right. All right. What up, world? Okay. Yeah. I just give a little intro. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jermaine, and this is Dat Code's weekly community stand up. I got two people here. I got Ann Daramola, the homie, and I got my homie Tremaine Miller from South Florida. What's up, guy?
Hi.
So yeah, we thought about doing something like this, a community stand up, just so we could kind of get familiar with each other and you guys could get familiar with us. And anybody's welcome to join the hangout. So, whenever you feel comfortable with joining the hangout, feel free. But yeah, so we're just gonna, I guess, along with getting to know each other better, we like to talk about what we might be working on at the time, any problems that'll come up, and really just anything that comes to mind as far as coding, being a black coder, um, what we might want to do going forward, and just idle chit chat, whatever comes to mind. Um, so I guess I'll give Ann and Trey their chance to introduce themselves.
After you, Em.
You go ahead, Ann. I don't think
Oh,
he heard you. Yeah.
oh, sorry. Hi, everybody. My name is Ann Daramola, and I'm excited. This is our first official one, and Dat Code is a community for Black coders and everyone who loves us. So you don't have to be Black, but you do have to love us. So you can join the Slack. So you can go to I think it's slack.datcode.io,
Mm-hmm.
I believe, and you can just fill out your email address to get the invite to the group. Um, I am I'm a founder. I'm the founder of the Site Clinic and a platform for publishing sites called Parawoke. But you can see um, we're working behind the scenes on that. You can go to thesiteclinic.com. So every week I'm launching a new feature for thesiteclinic.com and working with our clients and customers and making sure that I have everything I need to make sure that the week goes smoothly. We've had some hiccups in the summer over the past summer, but it's been so far so good. We're tight. It's just me and like a couple people who help me every now and then with the product. But yeah, so the Site Clinic is basically maintenance, security, and site support for people with websites. And so I I'm using the Dat Code Slack to share my journey as a founder slash business owner and somebody who's also learning more about front end and full stack development. Um, I know that there are a lot of people who are joining us who are like completely brand new to coding, which is very exciting because there are tons of resources that I have just sitting on my in my multiple bookmarks that I'd love to share, and Dat Code is a really good place for that to happen. Also, I know people get overwhelmed, like they want to do all the things, and so I have a lot of there's a lot of good resources out there that'll help you kind of focus down and not be overwhelmed. And so that's how this works. So like, that's me for now, but yeah.
Thanks for that, Anne. Well, my name is Tremaine Miller, and I'm a recent graduate. I'm still in school, though, pursuing my second bachelor's in computer science. And long story about that, I switched majors and just kept doing like computer science stuff.
Nice.
And yeah, my favorite language as far as Python, and I'm now getting into web dev, HTML and CSS, and all that good stuff. Something I'm working on right now is to just rebrand myself, so new website, new blog, all this other stuff that I'm building from the ground up. I don't want any themes, I don't want to copy nobody's bootstrap, I don't want none of that stuff. And it's really exciting for me because it's a project that I really wanted to start for a very long time, and I just didn't have the right resources. And I felt like I was, I don't know, at a loss because I didn't know anyone, and so many people in tech are so like confined to themselves. And I had a thought that, man, I really wish there was just a group of cool like Black coders who understand my struggle and just want to help each other out. And I go on Twitter one day and Jermaine's just like, well, I mean, I got this hashtag, so what you trying to do? And I was like, it's exactly what I need. It's exactly what I need in my life. And Anne came up with the great idea to start the Slack, and we've just been pushing people to join because we know that we're not the only ones that feel and think the way that we do. And it's cool that there's a group of people who share the same drive and the same passion to just, learn code and grow as a community. So, yeah, that's what I'm about. My hobbies include dancing. I'm constantly dancing. I'm at a concept video shoot right now for a choreo that I made up, and y'all will see that soon too. And I enjoy video games, and I'm a huge anime nerd. I will choose anime over going to the club, going out for beers. Or a new episode of Naruto just dropped, so I'm gonna stay home. Y'all enjoy that though. But yeah, in a nutshell, that's me. I'm just a regular normal guy. I'm not any big founder, creator, or anything like that. I'm just a dude out here just trying to make it, man. It's hard out here.
Aren't we all?
Hey man, we're all creators. We just gotta find our medium. That's all.
Yeah.
I mean, you dance, right? That's your medium. So you're a creator.
You got a point.
Oh, it looks like somebody is joining us.
Uh-oh.
Oh, snap.
I don't know who this is. They don't look familiar.
I know her. I know her. That's McLean Branding. Oh my gosh, I don't know her name, but when she gets on, we'll say hi.
Okay. She just dropped that.
Okay. You could do it. Wait. All right. Did you want to talk more, Jermaine, or about before we get into the actual meat of the stuff?
Oh no. Let's get right into it.
Yeah, we can. I really didn't have anything else to say.
All right.
Yeah, so let's jump in.
All right. So here's generally how it goes. I think we have 5 questions. What you worked on last week, what you're working on this week, and what you need help with, what resources you found, and we have a wild card question that changes from week to week. And I didn't actually prepare a question for this week. Oh, dang. I guess we can ask, what your favorite movie so far is.
Okay.
And we can talk about movies. I know people have very strong opinions about the cinematic arts, so we'll get to that. Um,
Okay. Yeah.
when we talk about when we have these stand-ups, well, when I've done it in the previous places I've worked, it's always been like project driven, and so it's been very, very focused. We have a lot of leeway here, so it doesn't even have to be about code. I mean, that's the purpose of this, to build a community around the projects that we're working on and to basically get in where you fit in. So if you need help on something completely non-code related, this should be a place where you can ask those questions too. And I mean, if we can't figure it out, we'll just have a group Google session, whatever. But feel free to express whatever your frustrations are. So the first question, we'll just go around and you can answer all 4 questions at once. The first question, what you worked on last week. Second question, what you're working on this week, what you need help with, and any resources that you'd like to share with us. Yeah?
Sounds good.
All right,
Um, I guess I can start.
go for it.
So I guess last week, I was just mainly working on the Dat Code site. You can go check that out at www.datcode.io. It's a real, simple site right now. I think the cool thing about it is that it is set up on GitHub, and if you like, you could go and make a pull request on the repo, and start coding some stuff. We have a running list of features that we like to add, like a calendar, like a little ticker to kind of track how much how many mentions we get as far as the dat code hashtag. So just little cool things like that to kind of extend the site and make it a little bit more feature rich. So that's mainly what I was working on last week, and coming into this week, wrapping up, the first version of the site, I kind of wanted to think about stuff going forward as far as automating a few things with the Slack group, and also thinking about how can I, what kind of project could I work on where I'm kind of upping the complexity of the code that I'm doing. So a little background. I'm actually I got my BS in computer engineering. I'm a software engineer for a military contractor. So I've mostly been working like C++, and I'm still fairly new to web dev and web design. So just trying to find something that can, up the complexity of the programming that I'm doing on web technologies. So trying to think about what can I do, going forward. And I kind of want to get something off the ground, next week. Pick something and say, okay, I'm going to start on this, and kind of get that going, as well
Okay.
as adding stuff to that code. Let's see. What was the next question? What was the third question?
Uh, Anything you would need help with? Any kind of challenges that you foresee, or
um, let's see. I guess. Yeah, I guess as far as working on more complex things, like where should I start to look for those things. I think it might be a good idea for me to. I think you were talking about this in the Slack group. Just kind of looking at the ins and outs of JavaScript, and getting into that, because I think I could definitely use a little bit more JavaScript knowledge before I try and tackle something more complex. But yeah, so just trying to any kind of, I guess, tutorials or any kind of questions I could work through to kind of get my head in the game around that.
okay,
Um, And the last question.
Any resources you found?
Resources. What did I find? There was, I can't remember. I think it was, and no, I can't remember. I'm gonna come back to that. I'm gonna find it. I tweeted it. I can't remember what it was though. I'm gonna find that.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'll let one of y'all go while I find it.
Okay. Wait, did we lose? I think we lost.
Uh-oh.
Did we lose him?
Trey, you there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Trey, you there?
Frozen.
Yeah, he's frozen. Uh-oh. Yikes.
Can you hear me?
Oh, there you are.
Oh, okay,
yes,
okay.
I was just relocating. I'm trying to find. All the dancers came back, so they're like making a whole bunch of noise.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead and get settled.
Okay, I'm trying to find some. So as soon as I'm settled, I'll turn my mic back on.
Okay. I'll go then. So last week, I was working on kind of so for the site clinic, there's a whole like 10-step plan for it to be kind of at beta stage. So it's not at beta, it's pre-beta, I guess is what we're talking about. So I was working on our ticketing kind of thing. So essentially, you submit a ticket to the site clinic, and a technician picks it up and works with you on that ticket and kind of goes back and forth until your problem is solved. I need to make it so that submitting a ticket is painless, right? You're already frustrated because you can't figure out what's going on with your own site. So I've been working on kind of just the UI for that, what that would look like. And I wanted to show you guys I think actually I can show you my mock-ups because show you just kind of how I was thinking about it. And I'm the only founder. I was gonna like go to a couple of meetups and conferences and try to find a co-founder, but you don't have time for that. So I was just like, let me get this done. So I wonder if you can see this. Well, it'll let me know. I'll be able to tell if you can see it or not. So I don't know if it's backwards or forwards or clear. That's kind of a first stage of it.
Okay, so this is like the wireframes, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
These are wireframes, not mock-ups yet. The mock-ups are coming.
Yeah.
So, and then here's another one. These are just sketches, and they're not really filled in the details, but it helps me kind of get into the stage. And this is what it looks like. This is another one, kind of abstract view. So that's what I was working on last week. And the week before, actually. And so this week, it's going to be the actual mock-ups and playing in the different programs. In the past, I've used Photoshop and Fireworks, but apparently now Sketch is the thing. So I get to play with Sketch. I don't know if I will have time to mess around with it. I might just default to my old tools, which is just Photoshop, and knock these out so that we can quickly move into the beta. The goal is to get this beta done by the end of August, and to have a beta release first thing in September, and kind of invite and start really pulling out all the stops and really funneling, doing heavy marketing, getting people to know about us and all this stuff. I've talked to different people in different markets about the idea and really kind of drilled down and done all sorts of research. Now it's time to execute, and so make it really just something that can be can be built upon. I'm not sure if I want to. I don't know if I want to go seek funding for it. I kind of just want to see how much I can build out from the ground up, and because there's already revenue Like people, I already have customers, people submitting tickets, and I have myself completing the tickets, and I'm hiring other people on the fly to complete the tickets. It's pretty viable already. But we need to execute. A resource, things that I need help with um, is probably the, what do you call it? Or people testing or the UX and seeing if it makes sense, to put this screen in this order and, poking holes in my design kind of thing. So as soon as the mock-ups are done and I have kind of a draft flow, I'll send links out I have a couple of beta testers, my homies who are like, yeah, just send it to us. And they can give really good feedback. And I'll put it in the Slack group if anybody wants to help me kind of find the weaknesses in our flow. That would be awesome. The other resource that I found is this thing called, or it's from Auth0, and it's an article called "Create an App in Vue.js." So I'm gonna put this up. I shared it in the Slack group. So if you join our Slack and you join the JS channel, you'll see this link there. So Vue.js is a framework, a JavaScript framework, Vue.js, that's similar to Angular in that it's kind of a reactive front end framework that'll help you build applications, tiny, fast, reactive applications. Some people describe it as like AngularJS Lite. I like it because it's super expressive and it was really easy for me to build out kind of flows for tiny little apps that I use to learn this whole new style of developing that's been around for the past 4 or 5 years. So even if you don't know anything about JavaScript, I would encourage you to just look at this article so that you can really just kind of get familiar with how people talk about the concepts they're talking about it, right? They're talking about in JavaScript, in this kind of front-end development world. Vue.js is really easy compared to all the other JavaScript frameworks out there, React, Angular, and go on and on. Vue.js is really, it's easy, it's light, it doesn't take much for you to get something that you really like out of it. So check it out. They're coming up with a new version, Vue.js version 2. Yeah, that's all I got.
Awesome. Okay, so I found my resource.
Yes, what's your resource?
It's at Type Anything. Oh, my bad. It's at typeanything.io.
Typeanything.io.
Yeah. So if you're trying to figure out the typography for your webpage, and you want to see how different fonts look together, you can go on typeanything.io, and it has a section where you can. Let me see if I can actually do a screen share. I can, right here. All right, here it is. So yeah, up to the side, it has a drop down where you can select what it is you want to change. So say I want to change H1 tag, and I can just cycle through the different fonts, and yeah, so I want to look at how this font as a header looks with this font as the paragraph, and I can scroll through that and then look at the different fonts. So it's just it's a really neat tool for just quickly cycling through fonts, and then you can change the font size, you can change the font weight, and just a whole bunch of options right here that you can scroll through and cycle through. So yeah, this is pretty cool. Typeanything.io is the name of the tool. And while I'm at it, actually, I got this from a Twitter account called 6 Revisions. And it's a lot of they give a lot of front-end development, web design tools and tips. So if you
Yeah.
want to follow them on Twitter at
Follow
Six Revisions, yep, they're pretty cool. So yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. It's your turn, Trey.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, as far as last week, I wasn't working on much. I was just trying to finish up with like my finals and stuff like that. Um, just researching as much things as I possibly could during my free time to better help me once I have these 2 weeks off to just grind. Yesterday, I started setting up the environment to build my site, and I don't know why this was so difficult for me, but I could not for the life of me get Angular JS on my laptop, and it was driving me crazy. I couldn't find the path where I was downloading the file to. I was going crazy, and I was just trying to, because I'm still new to Mac, so like there's certain things that I didn't play around with yet. So I finally found it because I know with like PC, like you have your C drive, and you can go on your C drive and you can go find your folder. Like Mac, they don't actually like present that to you. You have to go look for it. So I couldn't find it, and I finally did. So my environment is set up for Angular. Um, as far as what I want to work on during this week and the weekend is getting my landing page started. I'm debating whether or not I want to have a blurred out autoplayed video in the background with some text just letting me know like what the website is, or like a coming soon thing or something like that, or to have a blurred out image, like a static image, and do it like that. So I've just been researching, just looking at different websites and seeing what they do for their landing page to make someone actually want to click enter or go any further, because I truly believe that having a bad landing page is going to not make anyone want to go see your website. So that's what I'm working on. That's what I want to get accomplished by the end of the week. And any resources, yes. I found a really cool website. You guys probably know about it, right? But Font Awesome. They're like all these little icons and stuff like that. And I also went for the to go check out the Google icons that they have on their site. I downloaded that whole package because why not? And another really cool resource that I've already talked about on Twitter, it's what really got me like, okay, no, I really need to learn web dev now, is on GreenSock. It is just incredible, greensock.com, and it just shows you, it's just a powerful resource that you can, like, it opens up the horizons of web. You can ask Jermaine, like, I showed it to him, and he was just like, because I did not know that there are so many things that you can do in web development, so much interactive things, and like not keep you bored on the website. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's like it's a it's an animation platform, all in JavaScript. So you can use the JavaScript package to do all the animation in the browser. It's pretty cool. I haven't actually dug too deep into it, but yeah, like you said, it just blew my mind when I went on it. There's a lot of like JavaScript libraries that usually do that. When I come across them, just kind of blow my mind. But yeah, it's definitely cool. Yeah, go to greensock.com and check that out. It's cool.
Yeah, so JavaScript is essentially what we're all trying to learn this summer.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. So there was one more question, Trey. Is there anything that you need help on, that you'd like to just throw out there in the ether, see if anyone can help you?
Definitely. As far as like web development, because I'm not like advanced as far as my artsy skills go, so like I'm not sure like which colors look well together and things like that. So I'll definitely be inquiring for help on that aspect, just making sure that just knowing what's like visually appealing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
There's I think actually Jermaine showed it to us in Slack earlier, like a couple weeks ago. Palatable.io. I'll put it up on Slack too.
Oh no, yeah, I remember that. I
Yeah.
found that.
He did find
He
that.
did, yeah. And then there's just go to Dribbble, DRIBBLE, DRIBBBLE.com.
Yeah.
And you can see how you can pick a color and search by color and kind of just lift entire color schemes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, since we're on the subject of, I guess, the aesthetics side of web design, for inspiration, Trey, I usually I actually use Dribbble. I use Dribbble a lot when I'm looking for inspiration. So you can look at the tags. So you can tag the post that you create on Dribbble. So if you search web design, you can look on there for any kind of web design examples and get inspiration that way. There is Behance.net that I use, and they're a pretty big community, and they cover like all aspects of creativity, from photography to animation and illustration and stuff like that. But they also have a very big UI web design community too, so you can go on there and look for inspiration. Just you can always ask the community, how it looks, if you if you want, because I mean it's I guess it being aesthetically pleasing is also a big part of it, while also being easy to use, and then very the performance is good. So yeah, check out those two places if you're looking for inspiration. And I also one more. I also since I use Bootstrap a lot, Bootstrap has an expo where you can click through and see how people are using Bootstrap. I think it might be getbootstrap.com/expo. That might be where it is. But you can look on there and get some inspiration as well if you're thinking about using Bootstrap or something like that for building your site. Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Nice. Awesome. Thank you for those resources.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Definitely.
That's it.
Yeah.
I have them all on the .code hashtag on Twitter. So that's also.
Your mic's going out.
Can you hear me? Okay. I know why it's going out, because I'm typing and then it'll cut it off. Okay, so I'm gonna stop typing. Can't do two things at once, apparently. Movies. What are you watching? What are you excited about? What did you absolutely love? What did you absolutely hate? We have some time to talk about that. We've got like 30 minutes to talk about movies.
Yeah.
Can I go first? Because I kind of got to after this, but movies that I was really excited about this, and then everybody just kind of killed my vibe, man. I was so excited about Suicide Squad.
Oh.
And everyone just killed my vibe. Like, I was just like, wow. It was
sorry.
I was so excited about it. I mean, I never buy popcorn. I was like, oh yeah, today I'm gonna buy popcorn. Like, I had it all planned out. And yeah, man. But last night I actually watched The Legend of Tarzan, and it was I can't explain, because I was watching it, but at the same time I wasn't, because I was like on Twitter and doing all this other stuff. But I still liked the direction the movie took. It was it put a whole twist on the story. So watching a little Disney, cartoon movie or whatever.
I know.
It's almost like I said, okay, this is what actually happened, not that like funny go lucky stuff over there where it's like, oh, we have a bond because the same thing killed our parents. Yeah, blah blah blah. But like this time it was like, oh, y'all actually did that, and that's why he's really here. And this, that, and the third. So
Was it darker? than the cartoon?
It really was.
Okay.
Like a lot darker. As dark as they possibly could go, though, because
Okay.
I feel like it probably could have still been a little bit more darker. But that yeah, I really enjoyed that. It's not a sore to sit down and watch it. There's some movies that are just like a sore to sit down and watch. It's just like, wow, this movie's still on, but I paid that, so I gotta watch it. So,
we gotta teach you the art of walking out.
I can't find it. Like if I go to a movie and I paid money to watch it, like I have to sit there and watch it. I have to get my money's worth. Like
okay.
Even if getting my money worth includes me bashing the movie on all social media and having facts to back up my bashing. That's me. But yeah, that's those are the two movies that I was really excited about and that I recently watched that was nice. So yeah.
Thank you. That's dope.
Yeah. Let's see. What's the last movie I watched? The last one I watched was My Neighbor Totoro. I hadn't seen it before. I'd seen it like a month ago. Actually, that's the first Studio Ghibli movie I've seen. So Studio Ghibli, for those who don't know, is a Japanese animation house, and they usually do these big production animated movies. Highly revered, very cult following. So they created My Neighbor Totoro, Princess Mononoke, Howl's Moving Castle, and so many other just cool movies. And that was this because I'm big into animation. I'm big into anime. So finally seeing that, it was a delight. I really liked it. And I guess before that, I finally saw Ex Machina, since I'm also a big sci-fi fan. And
how was that? How did you like it?
It was so good. It was so good, man. It's wow. It ended perfectly. And I hope they just leave it at that. Like I don't need another movie. Ex Machina 2, Electric Boogaloo. Nah, yeah, they can keep
Electric
that.
Boogaloo.
But it was it was good, man. And just like I think what's the director's name? I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to get it wrong. But just the direction of it and the the set design and everything was just like really cool. It was a fun watch. It got real at the end, but it was fun to watch. And I also wanted to see Suicide Squad, but I'm not gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole. I want to see the Jungle Book. I haven't seen that yet, so I want to see that.
That was good. That was actually really good.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna watch that sometime soon. And there's another movie. I don't know when it comes out. It was just announced a few months ago. Called The Girl with All the Gifts. It's actually based on a book. That seems all the rage now. It's about it's a zombie movie, but it's not the typical zombie movie.
Okay. Are they eating brains?
No. Well, okay. So the gist of it is, I guess there was this breakout, and they're doing like experiments trying to figure out how, I guess why they feed on humans and stuff like that. And they're all like little kids, though, right? So they have they're in like little concentration camps, basically, and there's this one little girl, this little black girl, and that's why I want to watch it because it's a black girl.
Yes.
And she's like the main character, and I want to say she might have the cure to the zombie outbreak or something like that. And then I don't know. I don't really. I haven't read the book. I kind of want to read the book before I read the movie. But yeah, you can go. Look it up. The book is called The Girl with All the Gifts.
Okay.
Just look that up, and the trailer's on YouTube. Uh, yeah, it looks good. It looks good. So that's what I'm looking forward to. But yeah.
Cool. It does look good. Well, we'll get into that later. But I am looking forward to. I know it's probably. I don't know when it's gonna come out, but Ava DuVernay is like the first Black woman to direct $100 million budget movie for A Wrinkle in Time. Let me tell you about A Wrinkle in Time and how I read that when I was 12 or 11, and I had no idea. I didn't know what I was reading. I just knew that we were on a different world. We didn't know where the dad was. It was sci-fi, but it wasn't really sci-fi, and it was kind of Christian, but it wasn't really like Bible thumping Christian. It was amazing. I loved it, and I read it like at least once a year. And so when they said that she was directing that, I was like, of course, Ava is directing this, because that's who I call her. That's how I call her. That's how I talk to her in my brain, Ava. Yeah, of course she is. I'm excited to see that. Also, I don't have an interesting relationship with movies, in that I'd rather read the book than sit through movies. But the last movie that I watched I didn't watch it in theater. It was, and to be the typical only girl in the group, I watched Pride and Prejudice like every day last week, the Keira Knightley version, because every frame in that Pride and Prejudice movie is a painting. So, and the only other movie that I've seen that work, there's two other movies that I've seen that. It's that movie with T.I., I think it was called ATL. Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
That movie. Every frame in that movie
skating.
Is a painting. Yes. Every frame in that movie is, it's just gorgeous. And then the other movie is Andrew Dosunmu. He's a Nigerian filmmaker based in New York, I think. But the movie's based in New York. He probably is in New York. Every frame in that movie is a painting. So these are just really gorgeous movies. I can watch them on mute, which is not necessarily how you're supposed to watch movies. I know, I get it, but those are my geek. That's how I get. That's what makes me happy. The cinematography makes me happy about movies. Yeah.
Speaking of Nigerian directors, the Nigerian American film director named Rick Famuyiwa, who directed Dope, which is a good movie. He's going to be directing the Flash movie.
Yes.
Which is going to be pretty crazy.
It's going to be mad.
It's going to be crazy. Also, what's her name? Dang it. Can't remember her name. She was in Dope.
She's going to be in the movie.
She's going to be in the movie. She's going to be playing Iris.
Yeah,
Kiersey Clemens.
Yep.
Kiersey Clemens, that's her name.
It's been a really good year for Black representation, I think.
Definitely.
In the comic, also Roxane Gay is writing the first Black woman to write comics for Marvel. I don't know which one she's writing. I forgot.
She's going to be writing a spinoff of Black Panther.
Okay.
So right now, Ta-Nehisi Coates,
right,
one of my faves, is writing the current run of Black Panther. I think he's reaching the end of the first arc. It's been really good. I actually need to go pick up issue 4. I'll probably do that tomorrow. I'm supposed to do it this weekend. Issue 5 comes out maybe next week, I think. So he's writing that, and then Roxane is going to be writing the spinoff of that. Let me find the name right quick. But I know the first issue of that is going to be about the Dora Milaje, which is kind of like the King, Black Panther's kind of guard. That's what the first issue is going to be. I'm guessing it's going to be kind of an anthology, talking about different aspects of the Black Panther
Um,
universe,
hey
Wakanda.
guys,
World of Wakanda is the name of it. Yeah.
sorry to interrupt, but
No.
um, everybody's calling me to go now, so I gotta skate. But
Oh, thank
Okay.
you.
Thanks for joining us, Trey.
Thanks for
no
joining
doubt, I will
us.
be here again next week.
Awesome.
And
Definitely, definitely.
We look
so,
forward to your landing page.
oh, I'm looking forward to it too.
All
All right, guys.
right, bro.
Bye.
Later.
All right.
Yeah. What else we got?
Um, well, that's all for me. I mean, I could talk about cinematography all day, but
Yeah.
um,
yeah.
but I think we can also talk about what kind of you were thinking the future of DATCO would be. I think that would be something good for people to hear.
Yeah. And yeah, I was kind of gonna touch on that at the beginning of the show, but yeah, I guess this would be a good ending. So for a while, it's kind of been in the back of my mind to create something that just thinking about looking at my matriculation through college and how it could have been better, kind of making the transition from college to the business world, just kind of having a better liaison with tech companies and things like that, and it's just always been in the back of my mind to kind of create that as just reaching back to my community and pulling other people up, but also even bigger than that, just going back into secondary school, K through 12, and having a better presence of technology in our communities, STEM in general, but just from where I am as a software developer, just figuring out ways to get code into those places. So and that code is kind of a supplement to that, just a place where I wanted to just start out with sharing what I know and having other people share what they know to kind of build a collective of knowledge and people. But yeah, for the long run, I would like it to be a pretty substantial operation where we are supplying the tools for secondary education to teach kids how to code, and making that transition into post-secondary with getting maybe BS degrees, or even helping them get their startup started right out of high school if they want to do that. And then on the back end, coming out of college, to have that strong connection with the tech companies and hiring diverse employees. Because companies talk about all the time how they're dedicated to diversity and how they're working, but most of the time they're just still stuck in that bubble. So what we have to do, or what I would like to do, is make myself visible for other people who want to come up and code, and also make myself visible for those tech companies who are looking for those diverse hires, and say, hey, look here, look in these places, not where you're already going and it's kind of flooded with people who I'm around. So yeah, that was kind of a long-winded explanation, but I think I say it in the mission statement, just making ourselves visible for our sake and for others, and that's just the main conceit of everything, and from that we'll be able to do so many other things. So
Absolutely. I think one of the critical things about what happens in the Slack group, and as people are learning together, and the community stand-ups, is what we're building is this kind of data bank, or not data bank, but kind of a a resource, a way to find all these different resources that are often, you find them piece by piece, or there's one website that you go to that you find it, or it's just different ways that you come across these resources. So if you're a new programmer or new to the game, like a lot of people in the Slack are, you're going to find everything you need basically to build whatever you want to build, and then actually execute that. I think that's super important. So if you look at the .code hashtag right now on Twitter, you should see lots of links and people shouting out at the people and asking you to join the Slack, but also there's a lot of links to different resources that you can use as a coder. There are a lot of other beginning coding. There's Code Newbies. There's even the Women of Color Tech Chat. There's all sorts of resources out there that you should all be a part of if you're trying to start a career in tech. You should be part of as many as you can and kind of soak up all the resources. And then on the other side of things, also kind of give that back. There's a lot of local communities, not local communities, but national initiatives that have local pushes. There's Black Girls Code, there's Girls Who Code, there's out here in Los Angeles, there's one called Urban Text, and they work with young black and brown men of color, just teaching people how to code. And I know that code is not the only way that you can get into tech, but it's a really low barrier. And I think for our communities that are disproportionately under-resourced and under-resourced and underserved, we can really use technology as a way to jumpstart our own kind of community-centered resource bank, and teaching each other is one of the ways to do that. Because you heard me tweet about this. I'll push back on this idea that you have to go and start. First of all, you have to go to Silicon Valley, or you have to join a startup and work extra hard. I feel as if technology should be accessible wherever you are, and the tools to do that are getting much more cheaper. And so hopefully we'll see how our communities can be transformed when all this information is available and visible. Like you said, we need to be super visible. So that's my thoughts on where we're going with this, making it accessible, reachable, visible, and all of that stuff.
Definitely. Man, I'm excited. Today's been a good day.
Has it been?
It has. It's been a good day. Got the site launched, and it's just a lot of, just from this, first, community stand up, we've gotten a lot of, I think, information out there. So, hey, I'm excited. I'm very excited to see where this goes. Excited for the future. But yeah, is there anything else?
That's it. We're good. Thank you all for joining us.
Thanks, you guys. We'll be back next week, same time, Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we're always in the Slack group. So if you want, you can join the Slack group at slack.datcode.io. If you haven't checked out the website yet, you can go to www.datcode.io. Follow the hashtag on Twitter at hashtag datcode. And that's it.
Thank you.
Thanks. See you guys later.